Hey, what's going on, everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the highest paying dividend stocks, the best dividend stocks out there. And this list is going to be an unconventional list with stocks that give really nice high yielding dividends, but that come with upside potential as well and a minimal amount of risk factor, right? Now you'll see a lot of stocks out there in videos similar to this or articles similar to this. Like, for example, this is a popular one, Prospect Capital, right? But I want to warn maybe against these type of stocks, and keep in mind, nothing in this video is financial advice. It's just my personal opinion. But the issue that I have with some of these popular dividend stocks like this one is, yes, they do come with a huge return, a great return, right? 11% per year, but they come with a really big downside as well, and that is that these stocks pay such a high dividend that you notice that the stock actually ends up continuously dropping, right? It's just unsustainable in a way. And do you want that 10% dividend or higher or whatnot, but with this massive, drop year after year, right? That doesn't seem like a good deal to me. Now, of course, it has paid out its dividends, to be fair, but, it lost more than half its value, right? So that trade-off is not worth it to me, and that's why I always try to find stocks like Iron Mountain is going to be our first one on our list, right? That has a very nice 7.37% dividend yield, that has 9 years of dividend growth. And if we go and look at the chart here, this one is a little bit of a hidden gem in my opinion. It continuously goes up, right? For the last 10 years or so, it's been paying out dividends very consecutively. And yes, it did have a couple pretty big swings, but overall the trajectory of the stock, as you can see, is steady going higher, right? And for those who don't know Iron Mountain, the really interesting thing about this company is that it has it does data and storage processing for companies, Fortune 500 companies, royalty, even governments, right? So they store really high confidential data. They actually get monthly revenue from those storage fees. That's why they're able to pay out a dividend like this, and they should be able to do so for the foreseeable future. What's really key with these dividend stocks is to know what is behind the company and why they're able to pay out such dividends, right? And what you really want to see with these companies is companies that have a clear business model where they're getting a very consistent, is the keyword, amount of cash flow going to then be able to pay that off to the investors through dividends, right? And also let me know in the comments below what your favorite dividend stocks are, what your top picks are for dividend stocks. But I'm going to go over to the next one here. This one you might have heard of. It's called O Stock, and it's by Realty Income Corporation, right? Now, this is one of the dividend aristocrats, which means that it's one of the best, pretty much all-time performing dividend stocks, right? Increasing its dividend year over year. If we go over to dividend.com here, you'll see that it actually has 23 years of dividend growth. Absolutely amazing. Now, its yield is smaller than the other ones on this list at 3.49%, but that's fully respectable. And I even saw on their website that their their average compounded interest year over year is actually at 16.48%, right? So that's all things considered compounding and the increase of the stock, which, as we'll see, this one is absolutely amazing because the stock literally keeps going higher nonstop, right? And it does have its drops here and there, but its trajectory is very steadily going higher. And all of these you see here is all their dividend payouts, right? So they never miss them, and they're very, very consistent. These guys actually pay on a monthly basis, which is also a really nice add-on, right? That's like some monthly income that you can get right there by investing in this stock. And like you can see, every single month they're paying out a percentage of their dividend. Now, of course, you need to divide, the 3.49%, dividend.com is usually the most accurate for the yields, and divide that by 12 to see how much you'll be getting a month. But I believe I did the calculation once, and it comes down to around, 0.20% a month or something like that. So definitely pretty good, especially if you're able to add bigger amounts to your investment and compound it as well, right? Through dividend reinvestments and such. Now moving on to our next stock. This one is one of my more interesting picks. It's a Russian stock. It's kind of a Russian, powerhouse. Also backed by the government. About a 6.46% dividend return. This is on Yahoo, so I'm not 100% sure that this is accurate. I think it might be higher than this actually. It might be closer to 10%. Regardless of the exact amount, that's still extremely high. And if we go over and take a look at the chart here, it dropped initially, and during the 2008-2009 crash, it did take a hit, but as you can see, it actually flattened out for a good couple of years, and it's now actually moving higher as oil prices are moving higher as well. So I think this one is a really interesting pick that could also potentially double or triple from here, and you'll be getting that 6% plus dividend return on top of that. Now the thing to know with Gazprom is it does pay a yearly dividend, so it's only once per year that it's actually going to pay out its dividend amount. So that'll be a nice payday if you hold this stock, but it is only once a year, which could be one of its downsides, right? And of course, it's a Russian stock that's kind of vulnerable to political issues, obviously in Russia and such, but it is a very strongly backed by the government and stock that's been around for years. And the next is actually another Russian stock here. This one is called Norilsk Nickel. It's actually a mining company, and as you can see, it pays out a massive 9.54% dividend. I think I've even seen this one pay dividends of over 10%. If we go ahead and look at the chart here, what's amazing with this one is it's actually, gone up as well, right? Especially after that 2008 crash, literally went up nonstop from there. And if you're able to get this stock when it's kind of low, right, maybe around $10, then I think you can really make some nice returns with it as well as far as the stock price increase. And this one actually pays out a dividend twice a year, right? So bi-yearly. And if we go back, we'll see that its market cap is currently around 42 billion. Gazprom was at around 80 billion. So definitely some room for increase there as far as the actual stock price. And you can't beat dividends like this, especially considering that this isn't like the first stock that I showed you, PSEC, where it's going down year after year. This one is usually going up year after year, right? And finally, we're going to reach our last stock on the list. Keep in mind that there's a bunch of great dividend stocks out there, right? I'm kind of showing you some more unusual ones that you might not have heard of before, but there is a ton out there, and it just depends on your risk tolerance and what type of returns you want. But AbbVie over here is a pharmaceutical company that has a very nice stock return and pays out a great yearly dividend as well, right? 5.46 as well, it looks like, as per the Yahoo Finance stats. Let's go ahead and take a look here on dividend.com. Make sure that's 100% accurate. Yeah, it does look like it's accurate. And this one has a dividend growth of over 46 years. Absolutely huge. Also a low payout ratio, which is always really good as well. As far as its actual payout schedule, it looks like it's paying out quarterly. So this is more standard. It's paying it out 4 times a year is how the dividend is split up on a yearly basis. So, every 3 months, you'll be getting that dividend paid out to you. That's great for compounding as well, if you have dividend reinvestment on. And if we go to the max chart, you can see that it's paid out its dividends very consistently without any hiccups. And its stock has also gone up nonstop as well. Now, it peaked in 2018 all the way up to $123. We can see that it dropped all the way down to $65 about, and then started making its way higher, right? So I actually like the fact that it, pulled back, tested this previous support level around $70, and is now moving higher again. I think that it's probably going to get back above $100 and even higher from there, right? This is one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies out there, and has a big market cap of $127 billion. But keep in mind, this is, like I said, one of the biggest pharmaceutical companies out there. And I think it still has, as you can see by its previous performance, right, still a very fair amount of growth in it, combined with that great dividend. That's how you get those really big average yearly returns through compounding as well, right? With that being said, this completes my list of the best dividend stocks out there. Some of the highest paying ones as well, which is really nice, and with steady stock price increases. Now, please let me know your picks in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll see you later.